have this environment where we're trying to look for open communication. And when the first time we hear something that we don't like, it becomes an interrogation of one party. Because what will happen is those people will never talk again, and you'll actually never have a true understanding of progress. So we have to be able to encourage an open-ended communication between all parties. And as a Scrum Master or as a project manager, I have to, when I hear some bad news, not interrogate an individual or blame an individual. I have to try and understand the problem and try and resolve the problem. As a manager, I cannot just blame a team. I have to understand the problem and deal with the problem. Because what will happen is that people will go into self-defense mechanisms if I start interrogating too much. And if they do that, they will always, before they say something, go, well, how is this going to affect me? If you do that, you will fail Agile. If I allow an environment occur where people have to ask themselves first, how will this affect me, what I'm going to say? Well, I'm never going to have the level of control I need. I need to be able to control my project and know exactly where it is at any one time. And maybe because I'm going to have to pull this project is too costly for what it was meant to realise. I want to be able to give my client that confidence where I'll say, look, I know what you wanted, it sounded all well and good, but it's going to cost you twice as much as you asked for. Are you able to wear that price? I need to be able to give that level of control so I can give the client the best expectations I can. I can't always give them good news, but I can give them the honest actuals against estimates. Okay, so yes, we have to have a vision. We have to plan small and detail adapt as you grow. My vision here today is that I want to grow a lemon tree. And I've got a nice seedling and I've been doing a good job. It's just sprouted and I've gone and I've brought it to you guys and said, in my second iteration, this is what I've got. And someone goes, that's an orange tree. Well, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do to make that a lemon tree. And it's the brave project that will actually uproot that and start again. What we've had in waterfall is where we get to UAT and we go, oh, that's not what I wanted. Where we try to start hacking and changing or trying to modify behaviour to make it look as good as I can to a lemon tree. So, and that's what we have to constantly do in Agile projects, in any project, is to plan small and detail adapt as you grow. Maybe the initial expectation that the client had was wrong. Maybe it was impossible what they were asking for. So then maybe that's the expectation that has to change, but we have to at least be able to challenge it. Okay. So, I'm going to talk about how I'm going to give superior information to my clients to give a better level of control than they've ever had before. But it comes at a cost. It means that I'm going to be communicating quite straight, sometimes hard feedback to a client. And with superior information and clear means of communication, I cannot have this scenario where everything I said is overruled and is ignored and I'm just told to work anyway, to work blindly ahead, forward. Now what I'm going to just talk to you about now is how I manage in our projects tasks, responsibilities, progress. So we have a storyboard. And the storyboard for you is a set of features on the right that we said we'd work on. Now that's not to say my iteration I've only decided to work on 3 features. This project was in its early start, and what I didn't want was everybody doing something different. I didn't want 10 features all to be worked on at the same time, but none of them being finished. So I made a simple rule that only 3 rows of my storyboard were allowed to be used at any one time. And every team member had to work together on those 3. So you'll actually see that there was different colours associated to the tasks that had to be delivered. I made my team work together. By imposing a rule that forced only X amount of stories be worked on at any one time, I made my team work together. I encouraged synergy basically through direction. However, that's because they hadn't realised what synergy gives them. I would hope I wouldn't have to do that in the 6th month of a year project. So here I have my features, and these are all the tasks that are remaining to get those features to complete. Now, what I need is I want this to be public, not for you guys, it's for my team. I need my team to be able to understand and appreciate the flow that they are responsible for in getting something out. That if I take on one task, what it means to the rest of my team. I need this to be made public. I need people to assign themselves to tasks in a public forum, because with that comes responsibility and accountability. If I tell them what to do and it's wrong, they'll just say, oh, well, I'm just doing what Mark told me. I want my team to make sure that everybody's working on the best tasks they can at any one time. As tasks come across, they move into test. Sorry, when all tasks are done, the story will move into test. When it moves into test and defects occur, defects will start to appear on the task list. And I depict test cards in yellow for this project. Now, maybe only step 1, step 2 tasks or defects are placed on the board just to get something to done state. Maybe all of them are. It all depends on the quality plan that you've put in place. But when I have when I find a defect that has to be addressed right now to pass my acceptance criteria, I'll move it into that point. Okay. When all tasks are finished on a row, I can move my story into done. Okay. Now, one thing that I do when my story moves into done, so I have what's called a gold star. I don't see it as being done yet. I want the technical architect, the solutions architect, to oversee how that task has been completed and say, yes, I like it. Because what they'll have to do is also look at some documentation. They'll have to look at a wiki page. They'll have to look at something that will explain how it was implemented. I need it written down so that it's not lost, but it also needs to be accepted. And that's what my little gold star is for. Simple, but it works. So, how do I manage progress in an iteration? Like I said, when we're doing our task planning, we will break down every task into hours. And then we'll point it on the chart. So what I will have here is the number of hours that I have over time of the iteration over the duration. So this is a week iteration. So we all go off and we're working away, and we have a daily stand-up, a daily review point. And when I do that, we realise that one task has been completed, and they are the remaining hours on the other 3 tasks. And you can see that one of them is now 16 hours because people have just realised it's a lot bigger than what they thought. I will point that on my chart, and that's my rate of progress. It's looking good right now. If I keep going at that rate, I'll finish way on time. And I will just then, the following day, look and chart again. And what I'm giving you is a day-to-day reflection of progress over time. Now, how I use this, we call these sprint signatures. And what they are is they depict the behaviour of a team. And I can influence the behaviour of a team over time. Are you coming to my talk on Thursday? I'll talk about it then. But this is the first report that you will get on a regular basis. It's real time. I'll show you a wiki page or an intranet page where you can access it every day and find out exactly how you're progressing. You're looking at constant reflection points within the team, within the iteration, on a 24-hour basis. It should also give you the confidence that the level of control is there, that the Scrum Master, Project Manager, the longest he will have before he'll hear about a problem is 24 hours. Because one of the questions that is asked in the 24-hour period is, do you have any issues? Do you have anything that is impeding you? I'm giving you the confidence to know that that's what's going to happen.